What's good, YouTube? Your boy 21 here again. This is gonna be the final episode of How to Build a Competitive Yu-Gi-Oh deck, Part 404. Been slacking on my videos a lot recently. I just want to catch up. Just school, just trying to get the class done. It's just been really annoying. Then going to work and taking care of my kid as well. So haven't having time for videos. I apologize. But I'm trying to crank these out as much as I can. Today is my day off from work, and so I just got out of class, so I feel like I might well film my videos right now, just get out the way before I go to the gym. Now, left off at the traps, and today I'm going to talk about building that extra deck. Now, every good extra deck is going to revolve around your main deck, and your main deck is going to revolve around your extra deck. For example, I play gadgets, so my gadgets is a very doesn't really have a deck focus. They just add cards in hand to keep your hand advantage up and make rank fours. So my extra deck is pretty much a toolbox deck, so I have more flexibility to work around with. But for decks like Evil Swarm, they have their extra deck with their boss monster and the supporting cards. Like Evil Swarm, obviously the boss monster is Ophion, and then the supporting cards and stuff like Ouroboros and that one guy that snatch steals people. So you really have to really figure out what your extra purpose is going to be. Do you want to make a toolbox? Do you want to make it archetype based? But in my opinion, for competitive play, you're going to want to make your extra deck whatever counters the meta. Like for example, a card I was playing when it first came out was anti-luminescent night that rank 4 that basically says when something's targeted on the field, you can redirect the target to a appropriate target. I thought that card was pretty freaking good, but right now for the meta, it's kind of lackluster. Now back in, let's say, the Fire Fist or the Heavy Mermaid meta, that card would have been insane because, they drop Megalo, you have him on the field, but now he can't get popped. He's going to protect himself, so he can send this target of the Mermaid popping to something from the field, more than likely, and he can protect which one of your back rows gets destroyed. And if you combo him with cards like Vanity's Emptiness, now you don't have to worry about your opponent MSTing your Vanity's Emptiness or your Soul Drain or your Macrocosmos because he can redirect it to something else appropriately on your field, like a set MST, and then you can just change the set MST to something else. He's pretty good, and he's techy, but he's not for me right now. Another good example of this would be Abyss Dweller. Now, ever since Abyss Dweller was released, Abyss Dweller has been a card that's probably been an extra deck staple because the random Dark World matchup. For some time, every meta, like sometimes the best one is not needed. Like I could see the future, probably maybe once the Arc 5, Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 shit comes out, the Pendulum Monsters, he might not be needed because and more decks are geared towards not revolving off graveyard effects. Dweller's not going to be needed, so your extra deck is always going to be based around how to beat the meta. So when you're building an extra, you got to sit down and think, okay, if the meta is X, Y, and Z, what 15 cards is gonna help me beat the meta? And that's gonna take a lot of time and play testing, but with the same time and play testing, it'll help you figure out how you're gonna beat the meta, and then it's gonna help you figure out what ratios you're gonna want to use when you're using cards like Stardust Dragon, Utopia. Yes, I say Utopia because Utopia is not that bad of a card; it's just terrible right now, and etc. And the second part of this video I was going to talk about was, so, in conclusion for that, extra deck is pretty much revolved around the meta for competitive play, and it's also used to follow your deck theme. Like, another good example of deck theme outside of Evil Swarm would be, what the fuck is that deck card? Shooting Quasar deck, there we go. That whole deck goes bringing a Quasar, so like, good 5 to 6 cards of the deck revolves around bringing a Quasar using Hyper Librarian, that level 2 that draws, and it just all leads up to bringing out Quasar, and then Quasar dies, and it's bringing Stardust, etc. And the other shit is like filler, like Scrap Dragon, so the extract's pretty much not that hard in my opinion, but when it comes down to what's going to be best for the meta, I always think about what's going to help you win the more. Winning is everything when it comes to competitive play. No matter if you win by 100 life points or 1,000 life points, winning is winning. Hashtag Fast and Furious reference. And as far as the side deck, it's pretty much the same shit. It's based on what the meta is. If you're a side deck, if the meta is all graveyard effects, you side deck your Soul Drain, Cosmos. If Abyss Dweller's not needed right now, if you can't fit it in the main for whatever reason, fit it in the sideboard, etc. Just if the meta's all chain burn, your side deck's gonna consist of. You don't want to play chain burn, trap stumps, decrees, deck devastation virus because it's good against their hand traps they use, and prohibition. I like prohibition against chain burn. A side deck also can be for conversion siding. For example, the chain burn deck decides into insectors. Now that's pretty smart because if you beat your opponent with chain burn game one, they probably think you're gonna side into stuff that's gonna counter decree like MST, Dust and Elves. So if you just keep some of your burn cards in and just side deck basic monster engine, and they take out all their trap cards, and you side decking shit like insectors, you're gonna fucking wreck their face. So conversion siding is it's been something that's been used in pretty much every card game, especially Yu-Gi-Oh! So what you want to do with that is find a deck that can correlate with your deck and make your deck defenses, like make the shell of your deck pretty generic so you can side in different cores. Like for example, I'm playing gadgets, so I could easily side out 9 gadgets for based on my trap and my chain summoning and my maybe Kagekages into something like, let's say for example, Madoches. Side out 9 gadgets for some Madoche cards. One field spell, one another field spell. I'm bam, I got a pretty solid Madoche engine. Not that hard, guys. It just takes a little time, effort, and energy. And I'm pretty sure I could do a lot more stuff like that, but that's just the basics. So when it comes down to siding, this is pretty much going to be based on what the meta is. You got to read the meta. Play testing is key. All you have to do is play test. Even if your locals, the shittiest locals in the world, go to your locals. Well, I'm not going to lie. I'm not even going to bullshit you. My locals are super shitty. I wouldn't play at locals. But you have Dueling Networker, you have yugioh Pro, and you have people who like to duel over Skype. Something I couldn't do, but if that's your thing, go right ahead. Find a way to try to be competitive if you want to be good at this game. So just play test as hard as you can and study the Japanese meta and see what future trends can be so you can have those side deck cards ready going into your big event. Another thing I like to do when I side, now that I talk about the Japanese meta, is I like to see what they side. Like, I know a lot of Americans, we side pretty much the same shit over and over and over. But the Japanese, like, they side some good techy shit. I look at the OCG, like, okay, they might be siding something like, what did I steal from them? I think it was something I stole from them a long time ago that they were siding. Fuck, I can't think of it right now, but it was a card that I can't think about. And I'm pretty sure it was a trap card. And they were siding it in the OCG for a while. You know, I took it, tried it out. I'm like, wow, that shit's pretty good. And it's like little things like that. It could be something as simple as, oh yeah, Regeki Break. Right, way before Hoban and fucking all the pros started riding the Regeki Break wagon and Faithful Moonblast wagon. I'm not gonna say I'm the first one who did it, but I'm one of the first people who saw the OCG and I'm like, let me try this out. Why are they running Regeki Break? And I'm not gonna lie, I scrapped the idea because I felt like my deck could run better cards, but you know what? Just play testing it and seeing how it wasn't that bad. It's just at the time I had 3 posts to work with, so I needed it, but I understood why they ran it. It was channel cards that were more versatile, and decks like Mermails, it was better than something like Gadgets, which I was running at the time, and it was better. And it was better than, so it wasn't that good in my deck, but it was better in other decks. You guys get what I'm trying to say. But by studying outside regions, they find techs that work in their deck, and the same techs might work in your deck because the decks might work with the same. So I just find it interesting how other cultures think, because they might have an idea to make your idea better. Like, I used to always like Gadgets back in the day before I started playing Gadgets. And I played it when I first started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Then I played Windups. But I remember seeing gadgets top the OCG a lot. So when I started seeing the gadgets top of OCG a lot with like the ultimate offering version, I'm like, when I quit windups, I'm gonna build this shit. So I built offering gadgets after I quit windups, and it was kind of rough at first. I was getting my ass smacked, but after a while, I started doing better. I played double summons, and then Gigant X got released, and my deck consistency went up to what the OCG was doing. And right now, I copy those. I follow the. I still continue to follow the OCT gadget trends, all the way up to chain gadgets. With after that, the rest is history. Like I saw what they did with chain gadgets, I liked it. I studied the deck. I sat down and said, "What can I do with this idea?" And I mastered it. So you guys can do the same thing when it comes down to your side decking and your main decking. So I don't want to make this video too long. It's already going on 11 minutes. So hope you guys enjoyed this series I did on how to build competitive Yu-Gi-Oh deck. If you guys did like the series, thumbs it up. It was pretty fun doing, honestly. Even though I don't have that much views on it right now. Even my fucking channel basically restarting on me, but whatever. It'll grow back to what it was. And yeah, if a lot of you guys find it informational or useful, thumbs it up. And if a lot of you guys from the future, from now, a year from now, 3 years from now, even 4 years from now, hell, this video is going to be on YouTube forever, probably. So, hope you guys also enjoyed the video. And if you guys did, as always, thumbs it up. Let me know in the comment section down below more type of videos you'd like to see on as a series, like how to build a troll deck or how to build anything under the sun. If you guys have an idea of a video that you want me to see, that you want to see, let me know in the comment section down below. As always, rate, comment, subscribe. This is yugioh 21 and I'm out. Thumbs up the video. Have a good day. Deuces.